All right, guys. Give me 1 second. I'm just making everything, just make sure everything's done right. One second, guys. I'm about to get started. Let me hold on. I want to make sure I got everybody here. Okay, I think that's it. Make sure everything else is good. Let's look at this. Oh damn. Wait, hold on. What's this? What the hell was that? That was weird. Yep, I think that's it. That's everybody. Okay. Oh, and I forgot one last thing. Let me run one more music, and then I'm going to begin. Okay, that's it. All right. Welcome again. And welcome to all that will be listening to this stream. And we're going back to the replay of this stream. As you know, I am the one and only Chaos Rain here. Chaos here. And today's stream is going to be very much intriguing. And some of you are going to find interesting to something that I have came across from another wonderful content creator, lawyer himself, Uncle D. If you don't know who that is, you can look him up on social media, YouTube. He did a broadcast about what I like to call, or what he called the love ladies going out traveling. Most of them that got maybe some good jobs, maybe some got careers. Some probably make over 28K a year, sisters, and they're using other subsidies from the government, etc., food stamps, housing, etc., whatever you want to call it, and they get in total more money so that way they could not only get what they get working a job, but also they could explore their options and explore the world in regards to getting the D. But before I give you the title and the details of today's stream, if you're new to Chaos Range channel, thank you. And for those that want to be new to the Chaos Range channel, like always, you hit that red button and you hit that top bell, not that middle, not that lower bell, but that top bell, ding, where there's notifications when there's uploads and live streams here on the Chaos Range channel. You can also now follow me on Twitter at Chaos Rain 7. There, I post some things on Twitter, not much, but you could communicate and post things or, be interactive on Twitter as well. You'll find that me on Twitter at Chaos Rain 7. Also, you can now add me a friend or add me as a friend on Facebook. I go by name Eric Rain on Facebook. And other outlets, you could also listen to some of the shows on audio podcasting through Apple, Spotify, Breaker, etc. That is also not only in the description on previous videos, but also you'll find the Apple Podcast on the top corner, right corner of the Chaos Rain channel. If you didn't catch one of the latest streams, one dealing with religion with Dr. Black, or any other interviews I have on Chaos Rain, I would advise to take a listen to them and leave your comment during those particular interviews and live streams as well. Some of the conversation has been very good lately, and some people will take a liking. So if you're not familiar or you're behind of any of my broadcasts, don't worry. All is there on the Chaos Rain channel and also on audio podcasts. But mostly if you're subscribed to the channel, you get first dibs on it. What else I'm missing here? I'm trying to find here. I'm looking through some things. Also, one thing, because we're at the end of this month, going on to the next month, I might do some more interviews. And as the year closes out, the last person I will close out, I will tell y'all in next month or so. It's a very good content creator that's coming up and rising, so I'll let you know. Who it'll be. Let me see what's going on here. I'm just sending some information here, and make sure everybody gets their dibs, gets their tabbies. I'm looking through. Okay, I'm just looking through. I'm gonna send one more guy, and we can get started. Actually, let me send. I'm just looking at send it a little bit more people. No, not him. And this will be it. Anybody else, if I forgot, they know where to find it. And depending how the stream goes, I might open up for callers to come in and voice their opinions on today's stream. So let me do this. Let me do this. Okay, I think that's it. Let me just look, make sure everything is set. Yep, looks like everything is set. So we could go. Let's rock and roll. And make sure you share the stream. Today's stream is titled Paying for the Dick, Myth or Reality? Now, as you know, the description below, it says, what I'm entitling. But really, this is a focus on the ladies. And one thing that's not been talked about lately, and it should be talked about, is unfortunately, that there is a very large pool of ladies, and this applies to all ladies, all gender, all races. But not only that, this particular stream will mostly focus on the black woman, especially from what I'm hearing about. And I never really put into thought or focus much because usually, because we all live here in the West, we call America, we never hear the notion of women in America, no matter what age, gender, or size, has to go out their way and pull up that purse and pay for the D. Now, one thing I've noticed is that when we talk about the sisters or the black women especially, that it is coming evident that there is a growing large population of single women in the West called America. And because of this growing population, there is more and more of women are lonely, single, with some children, or we could say some don't have kids yet, that they are frustrated in this dating pool, or we call the dating market here in the West, we call America. And so what most women do, depending on their financial situations, whether they work a job, a career, etc., which most Americans got jobs, they don't got careers like that on the average, that a lot of ladies are taking a trip. And they're not taking a trip to Europe or all parts of Africa, roughly. They are taking their behinds, whether fat or slim, and they're taking trip to these third world countries, particularly real poor countries, majority of them in the Caribbean islands, especially, and they are not finessing, but they are paying for the dick. Now, mind you, this is very unpopular, even this discussion, because like most men, or most every man, we always know that most women, depending on your age, you're getting constantly attention, one or the other, dick or attention. And they are getting a plethora of inboxes of men pulling out their wieners, their dicks, and hopes that a woman will be so enticed to hopefully give them a text or even go as far as call them from social media to know when they can come by and get their back blown out. Roughly, hopefully. But that's not the case for the average woman or certain women. Now, as you know, there was a book that came out. And the book, if I could find the name of the book, and this is what was referred to by Uncle D, and I had to ask him this personally about this book because the stream he did on this book was very intriguing because I didn't know they wrote something like this a few years ago. The book was titled and let me share my screen so y'all can see it, since I'm talking about it. This is the book. Well, actually, this is just the form of the book. I'll show you a picture of the book in a second. It's titled "The Pursuit of Happiness: Black Women's Diaspora Dreams and the Political and Emotional Transhumanism or Transnationalism" by Bianca C. Williams. And this book came out in 2018. I'm just looking for my message. And because this book was pushed out back roughly 3 years ago, this book has drawn a lot of attention for academia of women, especially black women, of why would they travel 1,000 miles to what they call escape, what they want to call racism, white supremacy, or etc., or stress, and instead of going to another first world country or a real promising third world country in Africa, they take their butts and their behinds to third world countries like Trinidad, um, Barbados, maybe Dominican Republic, hell, even certain parts of South America, and even to the one video I will play, they take their behinds to Jamaica. Wait, who's this? Oh no. Hold on, guys. Let me take this. 1 second. 1 second. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. Let me mute myself. Yo. Wait, hold on. 1 second, guys. Let me deal with this. All right, guys. Apologize. This is the PDF. Well, this is a somewhat of a transcript PDF written by Bianca C. Williams, and in the book itself, which I think is like a couple hundred pages long. And I think it's 226 pages roughly. In the book, it titles here, Bianca Williams, The Pursuit of Happiness is an ethnographic study of the experience of a group of African American women. Then it said Caucasian women, Asian women, Latin women. They said specifically African American women who traveled to Jamaica, most of them quite regardlessly through tours organized by Girlfriends Tour International. For those girlfriends, as tour participants, call themselves Jamaican is more than a vacation spot. Girlfriends see the times they spent in Jamaica as a respite from the emotional burdens of family and work, and from the daily stress of living in a racist and sexist society. At the same time, Jamaica represents happiness through friendship, affirmations, diasporic connection, and sexual intimacy. See this? Intimacy. Interesting. In their online exchange about upcoming and past trips, and in their occasional stateside retreats, girlfriends expand beyond Jamaica and the space where they might find happiness. The book details their experience in these worlds as well. Williams traveled with girlfriend to Jamaica and to their stateside retreats, monitoring their jobs, monitoring their web posts, and conducting extensive interviews with them and Jamaicans whom they had relationships. Now let's pause right there. Now, what do you mean by relationships? It seemed to me that they're talking about that it's not just a spot, and what's good to those in the chat room, it's not a spot just for I guess escaping and stretching legs. It's a spot for most majority women, particularly what they call the African American women of America, to go out there and sow their lustful oats, where they live in a bliss full of sexual fantasies, getting their backs blown out, and engage in all type of fornication where their heart's desires. It even goes as far as they might create relationships. The book is titled, as I show you here again, it's called The Pursuit of Happiness. The Pursuit of Happiness, Black Women's Diasporic Dreams and Political and Emotional Transnationalism by Bianca C. Williams. Now, for those that are not aware of, it was hard for me to get this actual PDF. And I did want to get the PDF, not the physical book. I'm not saying the people that got money should buy the book. I would say any person that's want to know more information about this, it will be recommended to get the book. The book's not long, it's over 200 pages, and it'll benefit you to get a more clear description of what really is going on when these women are traveling abroad, especially traveling to so-called escape the sexists and racists of America. So they say. But let's continue. The result is an enigma, or what they call ethnographic, that illuminates the importance of following travelers through the virtual space of their imaging and their communication with each other, and showing how these figures in the constructor of place and effects. The Pursuit of Happiness details how online posts by veteran girlfriends and narratives such as Terry McMillan, how Stella got her groove back, which I will show you a scene shortly. An animated fantasy about Jamaica as a space of intimacy, cooperation, and connections once girlfriends are in Jamaica. Carefully choreographed welcomes dinners, club nights, and van tours with the hand-picked drivers bringing girlfriends' fantasies to life, and organized get-together back in the United States, sustaining otherwise transitory moments of happiness. Now, they said Stella got her groove back. Last time I checked, that movie was roughly said it came out in 1998. But here, from what the person that wrote this said, it came out in 1996. So, as I'm talking to you, let me do a quick Wikipedia search when that movie came out. And if I'm right, which I am, it came out in 1998. So let me see this. Or it might be written as a book before it came out in film. But let's check. And I probably will share the screen so let everybody see it for themselves. Well, I was wrong. It did came out as a book before it came out in film. Let me share my screen for those to see this. Y'all gotta see this. I'm gonna start and share this. Y'all gotta see this, guys. Hold on. And for those that's listening, please share the video. Okay. What you see, this movie came out in 1998. But before the movie came out, the book, like she said, the best-selling book came out in 1996. So not even, this book is not even 5 years old. They went out the way to make the movie off this novel book back in 1996. Roughly now 25 years ago. See that? And this is the picture of the movie. See that? And it was screenplay by Terry McMillan. Stella Payne is a very successful 40-year-old stockbroker raising her son, Quincy, and living in what they call Marin County, California. And she was produced by a college boy, Dylan Abraham, from Montego Bay. So the man just went into college. Now, if y'all didn't know, I'm not sure what year college was Dylan in the movie, but I would say roughly the boy is roughly 17 going on 18 years of age. And the reason why I said because people in Jamaica graduate on time and probably early, depending the year they went to school. It's not like in America per se that the average age of high schoolers they graduate before or after 18 years of age. In Jamaica, roughly is a little early than that. So when we look at the book and the movie, she was messing with a very much underage boy. But the laws of statutory rape and consent, all that stuff, so different in Jamaica than it is in America, which in all 30 states, usually at 16 years of age, that's what we call consensual age, roughly. But nonetheless, and as it goes, by young Islander Winston Shakespeare. Oh wait, okay, my fault. She encountered a handsome young Islander, Winston Shakespeare, who is 20 years her junior. So the boy, so he was 20. Okay, That's a little different. But her turning into a blossom romance that forced Stella to take personal inventory of her life and try to find a balance between her desires for love, companionship, and her responsibility as a mother and corporate executive. See that? See that? Now we all know that if a man was in the same direction, they'll look at that man as a predator, as a you know a slimy dude, etc. You know how it goes. And the movie did pretty fair. It made an extra 20 million. So you think that movie that was budget at 20 million would make gross like additional 70, 80 million, but only average and gross an extra 20 million. So it did not gain much, but it didn't lose out either, as you could tell. And it shows here the numbers. Okay, so let me go back to this. Let me stop. So as y'all see that the book came out 25 years ago, the movie came out 2 years later, 1998, roughly 23 years ago. So going back to this in detail, as you can see here. Oh, and one other thing, I do want to say this for those that's listening. You must understand that when we talk about double standards, there is double standard amongst men and women. And much times people don't want to hear it. There is, when it comes to the man, the black man, the double standard is a little bit more harsh than the woman in regards to his choices of mates. Okay, so now let's continue. Where was I? Okay, animate fantasies about Jamaica as a space of intimacy, recuperation, and connection. Once girlfriends are in Jamaica, carefully choreographed welcomes, dinners, club nights, and van tours with hand-picked drivers bringing girlfriends' fantasies to life. And organized gets together back in the United States sustain otherwise transitory moments of happiness. As William notes, whether in physical Jamaica and virtual Jamaica or at Jamaica centers, U.S. retreats, girlfriends were always encouraged to indulge in self care, take time for restoration, and participate in solo and group reflections about their lives, to escape and go to a place where they could have affected experience without feeling shame. And that's part of the pages of the book itself. Page 77. One of the effects that Williams treats is girlfriend's experience of Jamaica as a space of sexual intimacy. Her chapter on the intimate relationships some girlfriends have with Jamaican men illuminate how race, class, and culture intersection to create a difference, sort of difference, than the documents by studies of the intimate relationships between white Westerners, women, and Afro Caribbean men. The book also contributes to our understanding of the emotional complexity of diaspora identity. It characterized girlfriend travels to Jamaica as a form of emotional transnationalism, a search for a deep connection to themselves and to others in the African diaspora, which is a lie because to get connection to the African diaspora, you must go to Africa. You must immerse yourself to that, what they want to call that 30-foot country, that shithole country that most non-blacks want to reiterate what Africa is, which Africa is a beautiful nation, if I might add. So I can't say nothing negative to a place that I've never really set foot in. But I'll tell you one thing, I'll tell you the beauty of it that people don't mention about or talk about, because let's be honest, when to demonize another content is solely political at the end of the day. Very political. Because it makes a conscious effort to make you and condition you to stay away while they go in and indulge in the nice resource and exploitation of others. So, in saying that, I advise everybody they should travel to the continent and chance to get the good feeling of what it is to be in Africa. Let's go on. Um, through virtual and real, what do you call it, transnational mobility, while this search for new forms of connective and belonging is made possible by girlfriends' economic standing as members of American middle class, their aspirations for diaspora communion with their Jamaica brothers and sisters are often dashed by perceived and actual difference in class and privilege among the most wretched of the many interviews. In the pursuit of happiness, our girlfriends account of their confusion, disappointment, and anger upon confronting these differences, with the elimination of Jamaicans as a site for African American women search for diaspora belongings, and the book Mistakes, an original contribution to studies of transnationalism, blackness in the Caribbean, and open new directions for it. As William interpretations of the motivations for and consequential of the girlfriend pursuit of happiness are informed by critical race theory, intersectionality, feminism, and tourism, diaspora, and transnationalism studies, the render of ethnographic specifics of her studies more generally applicable to scholars' works in these areas. It also makes it as a relevant text for course in Caribbean studies, tourism, and gender studies, as well as the African studies and ethnographical. In addition to ethnographics and interviews materials from Jamaica, the United States, and the internet, Williams included reflections on her relationships with the girlfriend and brief interlude chapters. She reflects as well as of her relations as a Jamaican American to the Jamaican imagination and real to which the girlfriend travels. The pursuit of happiness is thus an exemplar of multi-sided ethnographic, even as it serves as a model for scholars working in the emerging of fields of ethnographics of effects and culture of care. In all respects, this is an original, accessible, and important book. And this is by studies by Vassar College. So it's a book to look into. I advise every person, man and woman, especially you men, to have a copy, read it for yourself. After you read it, you know what the rest stops here. Now here's an image of Stellar. Let me see if I can find it. I won't play no sound. I'm just gonna play just a snippet. Computer don't understand what Stellar got her group at. What is that about? Now where is it? All right. Y'all see this? This is Stellar got her group back. Now, this is Shakespeare. That's his last name. Now, as you tell the title, it says not even legal for her eyes. But y'all know once a man reaches over age 18, man or woman, all bets are off and they are considered legal for a lot of things: sex, procreation, maybe more dating, mating, and even go as far as maybe possibly marrying them. And this scene you see here, this is her sitting down having brunch. Stella, Shakespeare, the 20-year-old boy that works in the resort. Now, what do you mean? He works in this tourist resort. Now, I'm going to give y'all some little game here to let y'all know something. What you're seeing here, this is a clip that's been going on in the country we call Jamaica for some time now. The book itself was written back and released in 1996. Then the movie came out in 1998. Then the book, The Pursuit of Happiness, came out 20 years after that in 2018. But between these gaps of years from the book, the movie, and another book, we never took a step back. What was back in the moment of time in Jamaica that correlates to why Black women now, for God knows how long, they've been doing it, and I would say they've been doing it as over 40 years now, at much. That why was this a major study? Was there movies in Jamaica that talks about sex tourism in a way where the same tourist spots, the tourist spots that we talk about, that are these West Indian men going out there and letting these ladies, lovely ladies, these Black women and any other one pay for the dick? Let me show you a scene. And it's going to be several scenes. And I want y'all to take y'all notes to this, because this is going to drive home the point here. Hope y'all taking some good notes. This is something I've discovered, and I remember this movie particularly, but I never really think and put two together when it came to my mind about a special movie that was produced in Jamaica. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Listen good. This movie is titled Smiling Orange, a Jamaican movie. This came out, you see the date? In 1976, 45 years ago. So let's listen in on how the people or some parts of Jamaica, how they deal with foreigners and foreign women.
Now, most of the girls that come to the hotel, they don't go for sunshine and beach, as I say now. You know what they come for?
No, sir.
You know what girls like most of all?
Yes, sir.
You have to give it to them. Tell me something. You well blessed?
Sometimes, sir.
You have to get yourself together. And the most important, you have to charge them.
Y'all hear that? Hold on. Did y'all hear that? Do you want me to rewind that? Hold on. Let me get. I got you. 1 second, guys. Let me get my device because I gotta hear myself in this one. All right. 1 second, guys. I'm trying to find it. Give me a second, guys. Okay, I'm gonna rewind that back. Let y'all hear that one more time.
The hotel, they don't go for sunshine and beach, as I say now. You know what they come for?
No, sir.
You know what girls like most of all?
Yes, sir.
You have to give it to them. Tell me something. You well blessed?
Sometimes, sir.
You have to get yourself together. And the most important, you have to charge them.
Was that clear enough? Was that clear enough for y'all? Now, this might be new to a lot of people, to a lot of men that never heard this. I damn sure it's not new to the sisters that have been traveling to Jamaica and getting their back blown out for some time now, for over 40 years. But this is what people in the island, and the video that you're seeing, this young dude right here, I think he's roughly in his mid or almost late teens. And he works with the hotel. The same tourist spots or hotels that a lot of West Indian men are, or what they call Jamaican men. And this is not just one resort, but they said there's other resorts, but particularly the book you saw, Pursuit of Happiness, a whole lot of sisters are going down there and getting and flinging out their coochies and have to pay for the D for these young men and some older black Jamaican men. And how these guys get the money off the ladies, you're going to have to pay for that. You're going to have to pay for that. There's nothing free. So y'all know that right now. Nothing's free. So let's continue listening.
Not directly, but you have to make them pay. Tell them a hard luck story. Tell them your mother dead, or your child is sick and is in the hospital. You have to work them over. They'll pay.
Who don't me go and do that, sir?
Simple man, simple man. Sit down again, let me show you. Now, imagine that you are the guest and I am the waiter. I should be that teacher boy.
Now, what you're going to see, and it's probably different now because we live in the modern era. And this is how they usually get to, I guess, the ladies nice and wild up. Now, what was done in Jamaica back 45 years ago, probably nothing different now. Occasionally, depending how much advanced Jamaica is right now. But there's always steps and procedures on how the men from Jamaica, most of them guys that have locks or short hair or bald head, they know how to get and open that purse for a lot of women in Jamaica that's traveling for sexual fantasy, comfort, etc. Listen good.
Now, you have to use your brain. Before you check the chick, make sure that she's alone. Right? Good. Now, imagine that you are the guest and I am the waiter and you're having your soup.
Where the soup is, sir?
Imagine, man. Imagine the soup like so. Good. That's better. So, I come in. Enjoy the soup, madam. Yes, master. Look, if you're a black man and you can't play a part, you're gonna starve to death. The first thing you have to learn to do is play a part, right? Now watch me do that.
See, a lot of poor people in Jamaica. Let y'all know that. And I would say most of every island, if you travel across, third world countries like Jamaica, Trinidad, Barbados, St. Lucia, those islands. And knowing this, that they have to play the game, and knowing saying that the only time they'll survive is either two things: music or tourism. And from what was written 3 years ago by Bianca C. Williams, a lot of ladies are spending that dough, and they're spending that dough on a lot of boys and men in Jamaica and other places. Don't hate the play, hate the game.
know the superman?
Yes, thank you.
You're looking lovely tonight, madam. Would you care to see some Jamaican night spots? You hear what I said?
No. What is it, sir?
Forget it.
But me never hear what you said, sir.
Your hawks. You should like to see some Jamaican night spots because she's lonely. If she say yes, you agree to meet her outside the gate. Let's down to the beach.
I'm going to lick out, sir.
Right. No.
Now, what I mean by, if I can remember closely, the word, I guess they said lick out. He don't mean like eating. He means to give her the D. I lack of better words. So that's what he mean by the lick out. Roughly. Roughly, that's what he means. Anyway. Well, I'm just gonna find this. Okay. So now I'm not gonna play the scene when he shows what he has learned. I'm gonna rewind back to show you a scene of what he has done that taught this young waitress in real time. All right, here you go.
Who's a blonde? Don't know. Look interesting. Go and check it.
Listen closely now.
Enjoying your dinner, man. You're looking very lovely tonight.
See, that's what it was in real time. So let me do this. That's what it looks like in real time. Now, as you know from what you've seen from Stella got her groove back to that partial scene. That's how he was teaching the same young dude in real time how to persuade a lady. So that way she's able to open a person and give him money. Because he's going to give and fulfill her every lustful fantasy, which majority of women that travel outside America to go to the third world countries like Jamaica, Trinidad, Barbados, etc., to get some dick, which they're going to have to pay for, which they have paid for. Trust me. Let me see. Let me find another scene. Let me. I'm gonna find another scene and play it for y'all to see, because there's like several scenes that's gonna drive the point of this. I'm sorry. Here's another scene, and in the scene you're gonna witness. And as you know, this is a mixed man. I'm not sure the man's black, but this is what the lovelies go out and travel abroad to get. Listen good. Listen good.
The first time you've ever operated a switchboard, Miss Brandon? There's no reason to look at me like that, Miss Brandon. You see, in business,
Smoker Beach Hotel. Can I help you? It's for you.
Miss Brandon, how many times do I have to tell you? No calls through to me until you find out who it is on the other end of the phone. And right now, if God wants me, he can't have me. I'm out of town.
It's your wife.
Miss Brandon. I see. I'll take it over there, Miss Brandon.
Now, his wife, as you can see in the next scene, this is what she had to deal with on a roughly basis that every sister and non-black woman want and need in their lives. Once they take a trip or catch a flight to the West Indies, to the third world countries. Watch good.
Coming home soon, darling?
Busy. Tell me, darling, is the gardener through yet?
Not yet.
For God's sake, darling, make him get on with it. He knows exactly what to do. Just get him started. Will you, darling?
Okay, I'll try, darling.
And listen, I won't be home until late tonight. Would you like to come to the hotel for a meal?
Love to.
You sure you won't mind eating alone?
No, of course not, darling.
All right, I'll send a cab for you later.
Yeah. That's where they're traveling. I tell y'all not ready for this live stream, man. You see, I kind of respect Uncle D talking about this and knowing that what the games that women and men play, especially sisters. Oh, what's good, Omega? The games they play with you men or play with a lot of us men. That's where they taking trips going to third world countries. That's what they're doing. And it's ironic they shame a whole bunch of black men that goes to the DR, goes to the South America. And hell, we could say they probably go to some Caribbean islands. Most likely they might not touch Barbados, Trinidad like that on the average. But they go to Latin America countries, mostly women that are, white looking with bodies on average. They go out their way and shame, and they shame with a passion a lot of black men saying, "Oh, you there for sex tourism? You there want to screw young girls or underage kids and all this nonsense?" But bitch, you doing it too. And not only you doing it, there's video evidence of movies and documentaries, especially this movie right that came out 45 years ago. Now, a lot of people say this doesn't really go on in the third world countries, the West Indies, especially Jamaica, but it is proven as a fact it does go on. And Omega, if you got a channel, share this, please. This does goes on. It not only goes on, but it exists. So what Uncle D has been saying for a very long time in that same book that he read chapters of it on his stream is actually proven evident. And not always proven evident, but they've been doing it for over decades upon decades on decades. It's just what I've been hearing for the last 20 years, black men that got their stuff together and took the time to travel back in the late 90s, early 2000s, travel to South America, they gain a different experience. But it proves evident that there is a double standard here, fellas. And the reason why it's shame and double standard because they want to have their frills and luxury fun while you stay in America and deal with their bullshit. Well, there's nothing wrong with dealing with somebody else's bullshit, but let's be honest and have the conversation. When you travel to and take trips to Dubai, maybe the DR or some parts of the Caribbean, you're paying for dick. I don't want to say it, but to be honest with you, that's the truth. And let's be honest, some dudes nowadays, they don't really care much on the average. But don't say it's shame the black men that decide to go take a trip just to sow the royal oats or, do what they have to do. Because if we gotta say this is a sport, it seems to me that you're losing out of the deal because from what I'm hearing, when most men travel outside the country, 9/10 of the time, they will probably wife America and bring back the woman that they meet outside America and bring back here. Unlike the ladies, sisters especially, I can't say people about the other race of women. Probably other race of women might do it too, but let's say we deal with black people for now. You don't sit there and say you spend money flight a trip of your mate that you are sexually having fun with back here. Normally, you wherever you do outside America, you keep outside America and come back. And now I'm hearing they go around and get babies from other groups of men, especially other black men outside America, and they'll put it on you. Ironically, imagine that. Imagine that. That's crazy. That's crazy. So, thinking about that, and I did say this earlier about DNA testing. But if your woman knows that she likes to travel outside the country once or twice a year, bro, maybe you might have to start doing that DNA test. I'm just saying, I could be wrong, but I'm just saying, just for your protection, because these ladies are traveling more to you because they got more entitlement. They're not stressed, and they're not really what we call locked down in the system like the men are. Roughly, they're not locked down, and meanwhile, they're not locked down because they're able to travel and sow their wild oats for fun and pleasure. And do y'all remember the movie that came out called Girl Trip? That's another depiction of a lot of women going outside America, going to travel to third world countries like Jamaica, Trinidad, Barbados, etc. And they getting piped down. So what has been revealed to a lot of men that's not aware, that they're fucking with you. They're playing with your psychology. They're using the terms and the language just to make it hard for you to do what you have to do as a man if you decide to travel, while they reap the benefits. And they're reaping a lot of rewards and benefits off you. So, looking at this, and matter of fact, I'm gonna keep going on because there's other scenes to drive this home. Let me fast forward another video scene because let's be honest, I'm doing this for educational purpose and to drive home the point. I'm fast forward now. Let me see if this is the scene. Okay, I'm gonna see this scene. I'll play it out and let y'all see for yourself.
That is your chick. Tonight is your big night. Cool?
Everything. Look, sir, if you have the fish, you can't have the steak. There's a choice.
Look, Mac, we're on a package tour, right? Everything inclusive, right? So bring everything, right?
You mean...
That's right, fella. Bring it out. Everything. Gotta stand up for your rights.
Now, as you know, he's preparing for that special day because he's going to show his skills right now to see if he could attain a chick. And not just any chick, one of the tourists.
She's been here before.
Yes, sir.
And she's ready for the steak.
Yes, sir.
You know what to do?
No, sir. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes.
Relax, man.
Enjoy the soup, ma'am.
Oh, you startled me coming up like that.
Enjoy the soup, ma'am.
Yes, very much. Is it a native recipe?
Me no know, ma'am. You looking you're looking you're looking handsome tonight, ma'am.
Well, thank you. You're very charming.
Yes, ma'am. But you're looking lonely tonight, ma'am.
Well, would you care to join me?
Yes, ma'am. It's not allowed, ma'am. But I can meet you after, ma'am. By the car park, ma'am. And we can go down to the club, ma'am.
Well, I'd like that.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all get that? Now, mind you, it's a little small game for older women. And trust me, there are a lot of single black ladies out there that have taken their money and little resource and took a flight for the D. And if you're a woman that's over the age of 45, roughly, some even the 30s as well, the age of Stella got Rubat, she was like just turned 40. And we have a lot of single ladies out here, some big, some small, whatever, sisters. And they have consciously, and they will never admit to you in your face that they took a trip to pay for dick. As you know, that young boy right there that was spitting some little low-level game to a very lonely woman. Most likely she's in her late 50s, early 60s, maybe. And all it took was a little swagger here, some little clear English. You look pretty fine, ma'am. You look sexy, ma'am. Can I take you out on the nice night out, ma'am? That type of stuff. Because let's be honest. And good evening. Let's be honest. Let us be honest here. That's what it takes for a lot of lonely, single, child or childish woman, sisters, to go out their way and say, this is a life of an opportunity I cannot miss. And that's where he sucks you in and he says, for anything, you must pay for it. Now, this old type of game you see right there, that old scene, that's still been going on to this day, 40-something years in the making. Or I could say 50 years in the making, because the movie came out in 46. So we know it's been older than that. But back in the 70s, when the tourists start to pick up in a lot of these islands, especially in Jamaica, that's how most men got by. But now the game has changed a little bit, because now you're seeing a lot of black women are taking those trips and flights because they are there looking for passion and love, to spend money to get what I like to call the dick. So I hope y'all guys liking the stream so far. I hope y'all guys thumbsing up, supporting the channel. Cash ups in the chat room. But as you could tell, the stories, the book that was just written 3 years ago, it all adds up to it as the major question. And I am going to, if y'all guys want me to drop the link for y'all to come up and express your thoughts and opinions, please do so. Press 1. I will do that. That these ladies, sisters, lovely ladies, what you want to call them, are traveling in numbers, not record-breaking numbers, but numbers nonetheless, and it's paying for dick. And not only paying for the dick, but they're pretty much infatuated to make constant trips every year, either 2 times a year, maybe 3, and they will make that trip, especially if they have kids, some of them, or they're just single and childless, with there's some of them too, that they think saying, why do I have to waste my time here in America. You know what I'm saying? That certain dicks that's putting out there in display that I'm getting for free, where I go and travel outside America, I'm paying for it. Now, it's not accustomed to find a woman, depending how she looks, how she carries herself, to be going away and spending money on dick. And you always hear the story, guys, that women on the average, and I mean by the average, said they will never pay for no sex. They get annoyed seeing men pulling out their files and putting dick pictures on the phones. You always hear this, right? That they always getting exploited sometimes and getting harassed by dudes. But to find out they get a certain part or place in life that they travel outside America, they have that same issue. They go out there and not only get the dick that they really want, but they're paying for it. Have you noticed that? Matter of fact, let's see if there's a poll. I'm gonna do this. All right, before I put the poll in, I'm going to play some more scenes of this. I'm gonna fast forward to the next portion of the scene. I want you to listen good. And as I do that, I want y'all to take the poll. Come on, hear from y'all on the poll right now in the chat room. So let me do this. Let me see what how much further this is. Okay. I'm gonna fast forward this, guys. So let me do that now. As I stop sharing, I just gotta look at it. I gotta look for these things properly. Yeah, all right. All right. I'm trying to fast forward. Okay. All right. I think I found the scene. Let me
This is how I always dreamed it would be. But honey, why did you have to eat so much?
I've got a little something for you.
Thank you.
Have you given any thought to going back to the States with me?
Not really.
I've got something else for you to try on.
now what you're gonna see here is the same young man that. Oh yeah, that's cool. What you're gonna see now is a scene of the young waiter asking that older woman on a date. Hold on. Hold on, guys. All right. There's a poll. As I explain this scene, I want y'all to take the poll and get y'all thoughts and reactions. All right. There we go. The poll's there now. And I'm gonna see which one is on point. Yeah, somewhat like that. Shatter. Okay. Watch good.
Boy, it's really beautiful out here. And you're very cute. And sexy, too. Feeling any better?
Oh God. I feel.
Now, I'm gonna stop right there. As y'all know, that the whole premise of what the older waiter was teaching this young dude said, if you're gonna go out with these women, or you're about to do anything, you must make sure she pays first. Which one of the things that I think he didn't do right away, from what I remember from the same scene. But as further down the scenes of this movie, she eventually does pay for this man's time and service. To let people know. Let me examine this scene, guys. Wait, let me keep playing. Hold on.
Terrible.
Yep. All right. So you must understand that this woman is paying for the dick. Mind, she's an older woman. But this is a custom going around in a lot of the third world countries. So what Bianca C. Williams has said before has been really on point. And let me keep running it. Make sure I'm right. Okay. Now I'm just looking for myself. Yeah. Oh, sorry guys. See, she is paying for it, let y'all know. So I was right. All right. Let me see if anything else on the scene. I'm just gonna scroll through it. I gotta look for it first before. Now, as you know, as further on to the scene, let me fast forward this. Hold on, guys. Okay, here's another scene. If he that he taught him, see if he did what he told them. Okay, here we go.
It's a deal.
No, that's not it. Sorry, guys. Let me fast forward this. Okay, I found it. All right, here's the scene.
I can't swim.
What was guys are talking about? Oh, you get down with the chick last night?
Not bad.
You get money?
Not yet,
This thing don't go on credit, you know. It's cash on delivery. No, tonight you're gonna ask her to go to the crab race, and she must bet on the red crab and the orange crab. You're not betting? Well, I must win at least $300 or $400 tonight.
Where this? What if them catch you?
Catch Ringo. The red crab and the orange crab.
25 big smackers.
And let me stop sharing. The movie, if y'all want to watch, the person is called Smiling Orange. Very interesting Jamaican comedy movie. Something that I remember. How long ago I heard about this movie? Maybe a few years ago. But I had to bring it back to the forefront just to show and prove. Since people are still polling, I'm gonna drop the link for those that want to come up, and we can have the conversation. Why not? And for those that's watching, please share the stream. And the reason why I'm presenting this to all y'all, because to me, I want to have this discussion. And I don't have this discussion, but let's have the honest conversation, because this is something that's very much a kept secret in the Black community, especially. Other communities, is something new or something that's been going on that no one will really care about. But when it comes to our community, there's a lot of shaming going around of what men's choices, what they do outside the community. And I find that the lovely ladies, the Black women, the sisters are going out there outside these third world countries doing the same thing with the men, but doing it in a worse way. Where there's complaints now from I'm hearing from a lot of women from the West Indies, Trinidad, Barbados, or any third world country, how these same older women are taking advantage of their younger sons, getting their back blown out, they're sucking fucking all over the place, and even go as far as having children by these young boys. Some of them that even not even legal age, from what I'm hearing. It's nothing new that I hear that's going around America. And it tells you exploitation goes many forms, and not just based on men, people. Women are exploiting these boys too. Are they exploiting mass? Somewhat, but is it the focus? Nope. Because it's okay in our communities. And because it's okay, you're seeing more and more, and I mean more and more, of these people or these ladies going outside the country, having their fun, and come back home while you're in misery as a man. And sometimes you're even lucky if you do the same thing and you're not shamed doing the same thing that these ladies are doing. So, like I said before, it's going on both ends, and a lot of people are getting it worse or getting it good. Hold on, I'm just looking through my chat room. And it's funny because this took a little research, not much research, but a little digging up on my end. And I had to dig up my end because I have to know what's really going on here. And I have to present something different than most people not really paying attention to. Because when we talk about sex exploitation, we have to be very honest here that it does go both ways, unfortunately. And now it goes both ways, but it's very much it's not really much looked down, shame upon when the women do it, but sure as hell shame looked upon when the men do it. And I think that's pretty wrong. Now that I know this what's been going on for some time and caught wind of it, I don't know what to say in regards to it really truly doesn't really matter now. To be fair, honest, it really doesn't matter. Hold on a second. It really goes bad right now that you can't use shaming tactics now. A lot of brothers now that other scholars are writing books about you, ladies, about your frustrations and your exploitation of other boys or men outside America for what reason. And like Uncle D said best, because the book was written 3 years ago, that you have something as a weapon to show these same ladies that talk about you're going out there just to take advantage of deprived young women or girls. But I say you're doing it too. And not only doing it, you're doing it with a smile on your face. I should be, as a man, should really be aware of that this has been going on for decades. But nonetheless, we are here. It has been going on. And it has not only been going on, it has been going on for such a long time now that no one has really paid attention to it. And now that the cat's out the bag, I don't know if any of these dudes going to really say anything. I don't think they have nothing to say about y'all ladies. You have no skin in the game moving forward with this. So moving forward, I think most dudes, now that they know that this has been going on for some time on your end, it gives a lot of men that's more ammunition to do what they're going to be doing anyway. And they will not be shamed, which most men nowadays, if they got their stuff together, they don't really give a crap what another woman says about what they're doing outside America. Be fair and honest. And I can't blame them either because let's be honest, this is a very much incomplete and a non-balanced conversation. Now, how I look at it, most people should not be taking advantage of people outside the third world country for a reason or for a gain. But since a lot of us are not really thinking straight, and a lot of us as people are going by ego trips and say that I'm better than you and all that stuff, you have nothing to really say about what other people do outside America. And you're also doing the same thing as well. Regardless, you say you're not, but you are. And not only are you paying for it, you know. And my thing about paying for it, I have issue with that. But when I think about it, if you're a man and woman in America, if you can't successfully bag or get the sex you need in America, and you have to pay out pocket just to get some sex, then going outside America will be no different. Matter of fact, you should be able to conquer your environment well enough where you don't have to pull out your pocket just to get your sexual rocks off with the opposite sex. But if you have to keep paying just to get some sex, you have problems as a man and you have problems as a woman, especially if you're a woman in America where, you know, sex should be abundant out here. You should not be going outside America just to pay for dick. I look at it as weird to find that you pay for dick. I don't care what age you are. Dick out in America is free. Last my check. Now for a man, pussy, that varies depending on you as a man, young man, older man. But we all know if you're a woman and you got a vagina and let's be honest, even a fat chick can get some dick for free. But if you're a woman that's probably fat and no man's looking at you and not even make an attempt to give you the dick in America, and you had to go outside America to get dick, you got problems. You got problems for it. I will start reevaluate myself. If you're a lady, you need to reevaluate yourself. Say, what am I doing out here in this environment? Are you competing to get the man that you really want, or just a decent man which you feel that you a man that you do and that you can get, or you have to go out your way and, you know, get your body done, maybe change your complexion or whatever, just to get a certain set of men so you could get the dick that you want. It's one or the other. But to find out that the ladies, sisters especially, and we all know European women after a certain age, they will go outside this country and will entertain paying for dick. Hell, they're paying for dick now. We call it cuckolding. Most of the man's paying for it for cuckolding. But really truly, it is known as mostly their thing paying for the dick or doing certain things for it. But to find when you're a black woman, you're going outside the country paying for dick, it's looked down upon. It's shameful. I am very disappointed. Even at this point, even doing this broadcast to find that this is what's going on. And to find and pull up old movies that talked about this is even shame in itself. And not saying that, you know, a woman should not be able to date who they want, or even go as far as to, you know, put themselves out there just to get the right man for themselves. But my thinking is this, that you're paying for it. Oh. And not only paying for it, you're loving it too. Hold on. I'm trying to find this. Hold on, guys. So if anybody's there now, you can come up now. Matter of fact, before anybody come up, let me hit up my good friend Charles Faulkner Jr. Oh, that's an excellent question. Let me put your question up there, Kai. 1 second. That's a very good question. I'll read to y'all. Hey, Chaos, do you think people see more benefit to going outside the country? It depends, Kai, on what you're trying to look for. Now, I've heard the so-called passport bros are finding love outside America, so they say, but I'm not hearing much about them bringing back wives outside America in droves. So the benefit of people going outside the country, it depends on what outcomes you're looking for, leaving America, going somewhere else. If you're a person that got some going, if you're going to entertain outside America, it better be for business purpose than pleasure, because America is only one head or the beast, the belly of the beast, where everything is moving and shaking here in America. Second to the belly, there is what we call the brains of the beast, Europe, England, etc. So if you're gonna go outside, it should be for an important reason, some tangible, in my opinion. And that's how I look at it. But that was a good question, Kai. That's a very good question. I like that question. All right, let me see if I can get Charles on the line. And like I said, I do appreciate people liking the stream. I hope y'all sharing the stream because this is somewhat important, you know. Hey Charles, what's good?
What's up?
I appreciate you sharing the stream. Have you caught most of the stream? I know that you're doing some things. I played some videos. Well, one video particularly of this same scenario of a lot of people from the West Indies, particularly Jamaica, making women that's tourists pay for the dick. And me playing that. Hold on. Sorry about that, guys. I had somebody interrupt a while ago. I talked to. Yeah, Charles, you there? I apologize, Charles. I had to talk. It was something important. Yeah, you hear me? You get me? It was something important I had to discuss with a family member. Yeah, so that was the premise of the movie. And for those that was listening, I apologize. I had to mute because I had somebody came up to talk to. Yeah. So yeah, that was the premise of the movie. But really truly, and matter of fact, since I did the poll, let me end the poll for that's listening. I'm gonna end the poll now, guys. Let me see how to do this. How to end this. And this is the results. The results are this. That, as you could tell, what is this? It said 83% people say yes, and only 16% said no. And it was not much people in the chat room, but the poll was necessary anyway to show that a lot of people agree that women, especially sisters, and just any other race, but just we're talking about the sisters, are going outside America paying for the dick. And they're not looked ashamed about. They don't talk about it behind closed doors, but one particular black woman, and I think she's from Jamaica, Bianca C. Williams. I don't know where she's from, but she wrote a book on this because she did some research on this and interviews. And one thing she found that their real motive and premise is to fulfill their fantasies. You get me? So that was the importance of her writing the book. And now find out that I could see why a lot of them are shaming a lot of black men in America not to travel out and do things. I think I look at it as very disgusting, to be honest with you, because you say one thing and you're doing this, but you're doing this behind closed doors. Not only, but a lot of the women that do it is very celebrated. And it makes me think, Charles, to a lot of men that still worry about what women think, they need to stop doing that. Can you agree? You get me?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where people I think people take things out of consideration for the fact that it's harder and harder for women to actually have relationships. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's harder for them to have anything meaning because a lot of them feel as though that they should control the kids, they should control the men through the government, and they're getting to the point where you're reaping what you sow. You're reaping what you sow, and unfortunately for a lot of young women out there, it's not getting any better. It's not getting any better. What can I say? The fact of the matter that competition is getting worse out here for these ladies, that should say something to you, right?
I agree.
There should be something else.
And now it says, go ahead. I'm listening.
The competition is going to be brutal, man. A lot of these ladies don't understand this shit. The competition is going to be brutal. It's up to you because you still have a chance to fix this.
Yeah.
You're going to have to say, hey, this is what the hell we need in this community. If not, let the shit go. Let it go.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I remember when BJ had the same conversation with other ladies today about certain things. And one I told you was challenging BJS about morality and shit. That a lot of women don't understand that morality is for the weak and conquer at the end of the day, you know. And they gotta get out of their feelings about this thing called morality, in my opinion. And I think a lot of brothers should start doing the same as well. And start worrying about what other people think, especially the women in our groups, because they do what they're gonna do anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Morality is a joke construct because one, you're gonna deal with people who just don't like you. What you gonna do then? What you gonna do? Yeah. You're gonna go through this moral compass. Everybody else is ready to crack skulls. What is that moral compass gonna do for you?
I have no idea.
Well, we're gonna be upstanding and moral because we stand on our shit. Nobody cares. You've had this morality bullshit for how long? And it's cost you what?
Yeah.
I just got off the phone with a female friend of mine. And she's trying to ask me about my mother because of my views on modern women.
Okay.
I said the dating world sucks. Where am I lying?
No lie.
Prove to me where it's actually advantageous to actually go out there and date right now. I gotta be leery of you. She wants to take her baby daddy to child support, but yet, who the fuck was guiding you into getting a proper man? You don't want to hear this shit because you know, guess what? As many fingers you point at him, there's gonna be 10 times pointing back at you. And women don't like that. They really don't. Women don't like that shit. Because they know damn well that if all the responsibilities were put on them that men have to do, many of them wouldn't even matter.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Here's the biggest part. Are you willing to be what you want to see in the world?
I don't know if they're ready for that, you know. To be honest with you. Yeah. I mean, I think when it comes to, you know, the competition, a lot of sisters, how I look at it is they only willing to compete to dudes that really truly they don't really want, but they want the dudes that they think that they could possibly get, but they know they have to do what is necessary to get that. So, you know, when people say that most women don't know what a man wants or looking or seeking or want to settle down, they do know. They absolutely do know. It's only when the time when it suits them. You get me? If you go to school, get a degree, you got to put in time work, right? But in regards to relationships and etc., that's the least of your concern, you know. And I'm saying everything's reflective.
I mean, just admit that you never thought to deal with men. You don't know what the fuck you're doing, and we'll be okay with it. We'll be okay with it because you know what? I can respect your honesty.
I agree.
Instead, you got a bunch of broads who are stuck in their hubris. You got a bunch of broads who are stuck. People be mad when you call them bitches, broads, women, ladies. Get mad about it. Guess what? Show us something different than what they call you. Because we've been nice to you for like how many years?
Long time.
We've been nice to you for all these years. And what did we get out of it? Oh, wait.
I don't know what we get out of it, to be honest with you.
What did we get out of it? We don't even get respect. We don't even get loyalty. We don't even get dignity. We don't get none of this shit.
Yeah.
We don't get none of this shit. But then, lo and behold, we're still expected to carry this goddamn community forward.
Yeah. So thank this job, man.
We're supposed to still save you from yourselves. Mysteriously. We're still supposed to save you for what? What do we get? We don't even get a proper wife. A proper reward.
Yeah.
So hey, you know, some people may get mad. Some people may get upset what I'm saying. But it's not my fault.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I hear you. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Officer Charles Faulkner, you know, for your insight. You know what I'm saying? And like always, you know, y'all guys got to subscribe to Charles' channel. You know, he's putting in the Lord's work. And I asked him up on the line. Ooh, look at this. All right. Okay. What's this? Is this you, Shatter? Oh, I don't know if you can hear me. Shatter, you there? As you mute your line, Oh, I like thank those that subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Omega and who's the other guy? And D Scots for subbing to the channel. Appreciate it. I hope to hear from you guys that subbed in. Leave a comment on what your thoughts, opinions of this stream. Shad, if you're there, hear me. Let's see, get the mic. Can you hear me? Mic is on. As Shad get his mic ready, to let everybody know to make sure you follow me on Facebook, Eric Rain, and also, follow me on Twitter at Chaos Rain 7. Oh, and another thing, if you guys can, I have now a community tab, so I will post things on the community tab here on the YouTube side of things. So, like I said, if I post, I would like to hear from y'all on the community tab as well.
Yo, can you hear me?
You ready, Shatter? Yeah, good. Okay. You just said something. Go ahead.
Yo, what's going on, brother?
And what's good? So you saw mostly of the stream so far. What do you take? What's your takeaway you have, or your thoughts and opinions so far to the subject?
Like I was saying earlier on the poll, I agree that yeah, from what I'm seeing on the earlier part of the stream, and then just from my experience base, I've seen it. I have to agree, but it's never heralded and it's never spoke on because women would dare not ever say that they had to pay for the D. So you ain't gonna hear about it. Only today on Chaos Show will you hear about it, because I will guarantee you I've seen it before.
Okay. I see. Yeah, and it's funny that I can't say it's something new, but now when I listen to other men talk about certain situations that pertains to women and either their frustrations in the dating market or even they're dealing with their single life, either with children or with child, that the frustration of worlds that they think they have a heart in the world. So when they go outside this world or this country, not only are they finding, I guess, comfort or relaxation, but they're also exploring they're seeking their or soaking royal oats sexually, indulging lustful fantasies, etc., which they possibly got up here for free. But to find that you as a woman, depending on what age you are, you paying for dick, is one of the lowest things a person could put himself under. Now, man paying for pussy, especially paying pussy, that's nothing new on the average. But for when I hear a woman doing it, and not only doing it, but they're going outside the country doing it and giving these men, young boys and men, more of your hard-earned cash, which is double outside America. It's very telling. Even to the point where I'm hearing that if they're going outside the country doing that, it's much higher that they'll come back with a child if they're dealing with somebody, if they're in a relationship, and we'll put the baby on you without you knowing.
Well, what I would say is I'm not totally against the topic at hand at all, because I've seen it and I'm with it, because I'll tell you this. You know what I'm saying? I've seen myself pay a lot of money for a lot of things. And like I say, for a woman to have to do it, I don't see a problem with that. That's equality, right?
I mean, well, here's the problem. Don't we have an issue amongst America, especially where they said they want a certain selective of equality to a degree? If you notice that, Shatter, they don't want full equality, because full equality means you gotta be responsible for every little thing. That means you gotta lift up the heavy load, do the dangerous jobs, etc.
Exactly.
Women are ready to do that. They don't want to do that shit. So only it suits them to a certain degree. But if you want equality, you have to accept all the bad and the good.
That's what equality means, right?
That's what it's supposed to be. Yeah, that's what it is. But what I know, man, what do I know? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, love is fair, love and war, but when it comes to the sexes, it varies depending on the scenario and situation. We all know women 9 tenths of the time are getting sexual advantage, getting favors and stuff. And if you're a woman of any age and you're not able to be satisfied, or hell, you're not even getting any, and you have to spend money to take a flight to get some, I mean, very low. But like I said, that's a form of equality. But they can't sit there and use the same excuse to shame the men that go out the country do the same thing. You know. And most black men, let's be honest, they're not been doing this. This is something still recently new for the last almost 20 years. Well, a lot of women have been traveling longer and much sooner than men because they don't have the what they call barriers in regards to passports and stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, if you look at this country, there's many ways that could keep you jailed in America
Well,
without you
yeah,
trying
that's
to.
how they do it. If you owe, it's like you're you're indebted to us, so we
Mhm.
won't snap your passport picture and and let you go nowhere legally unless you got a private captain and some other type of ways to do things, which gonna cost you way more money. And
Yeah.
they could theoretically just ban you, and then who knows? You can get out in the country, and then you don't have your proper passport and try to get back in as a
Mhm.
citizen and get hemmed up like that too.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like they're holding you. Like if you owe the United States government money on child support, uh, IRS mostly, but child support, IRS, and student loans. Those are the three most powerful.
Whoa. Whoa. Repeat that. Repeat all those again. I want to hear this. Say it again.
Child support, IRS, and student loans will
So
get your ass. Them is the three
so
most
let me
strong.
ask
You
you a
don't want to
question.
fuck with them.
So
That
you
shit don't
mentioned
never go away.
student loan. Doesn't these ladies got as much debt and student loan than men? How are they able to travel across America, outside
Well,
America?
a lot of that stuff is being forgiven. Chaos. They're doing the forgiveness program, which
There
I
you
wish was
go.
in action when I was taking loans and shit. But you
But how
know,
long ago was that?
that was like in 2001, 2002. Last time I took a student loan.
But bro, that's over 20 years ago. You get me? And here's my thing:
Yeah, I
the
had to pay
student
that shit off.
forgiveness. Huh? Oh, you said something. Go ahead. The student loan for. Oh, okay. The student loan forgiveness. If you look at, they've been saying about policies put in place to forgive a lot of Americans of their taking loans to go to school. But if you think about it, Shatter, since the end of 2009 going to 2010, they made it in a structured way where you cannot default on a student loan. So now when people are fighting that they need some type of repair so people are able to forgive their loans in under 10 years, I still don't see no policy put in place. Now, you saying that makes a little bit more sense, but I know there's still a lot of women out here that still owe in a lot of loans
Right.
that
Well,
have.
you got the deferment plan, and then if you conform to deferment, you can just defer it. And theoretically, right, when you get your degree or um, array of degrees, in some cases,
Mhm.
right, undergraduate, graduate school, maybe you go be a doctor and something like that. By the time you accrue that, you figure that you'll get a job based on your qualifications and degrees that will be within at least the top 60 to 70% of people in that industry.
Okay.
Well, okay, if you can make that $100,000 a year, maybe starting off
Mhm.
75, okay, but then pass probationary period, you get your 100 racks. If you got it in deferment and you paying it back, you could eventually pay it back. But we know that a lot of times these superfluous degrees do not equal annual paycheck because
Mhm.
sometimes people be taking jobs underneath what they really qualify for because they're not being able to get that said job for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So I would think that a lot of the deferment program, if a person really trying to pay it off, they're doing loan forgiveness now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that's really though a small drop in the bucket compared to what they're doing now.
Mm-hmm.
And with the illegal immigrant, a half a million per person. I looked at that and I said that can't be real. And I looked it up. I went to whitehouse.gov and it was there. And I said, how is that even possible? A $500,000 per person,
Yeah, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
$1 billion program. And I said,
Mm-hmm.
well, that's a drop in the bucket compared to something like that. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? One
Yeah, no.
individual person getting that kind of money.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. And the fun thing about that is the government got money, bro. But they choose to not give it to the right people. You get me? That's a choice.
But who are the right people, right? Who are the right people? If we was in charge of government, right? Who makes
Mm,
the decision of right and wrong? Like
yeah.
that is important as what is right and wrong because the person that's making the decision on what's right or wrong can change by the day. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There within lies the problem, I believe, and that's a political issue and a structural issue. But I think it's just really not enough people who ain't on the dole is in there. Everybody seems to be on the dole, you know, meaning they taking some money and obviously somebody's on the dole. If you can get 450, imagine this, Chaos.
Yeah.
One child separated for their family from their family, either coming across the border illegally or
Mm-hmm.
returning back, being deported, and their kids still over here, and then they had to come back over here legally again. But now we're gonna pay for it, and then now we're gonna give the child and you, and maybe your wife, within four people, $450,000 a person. Are you fucking
Mm-hmm.
kidding me? Like that shit couldn't be real when I heard it. I had to go to the
Yeah.
website and look it up.
Mm-hmm.
Now we crying about reparations. Look at that shit. It's like they like just we. I don't give a fuck about reparations. If they did give, they should because they made that promise. But I don't give a damn. My 40 acres of mule been gone, and I ain't even looking for it. But I tell you this: for them to just do that, I would say fuck the 40 acres of mule. Give me the damn million, 1.5 million for three people. That's more than what our soldiers is getting if they kill in combat for the family.
Mm-hmm.
How could that even be possible? I think that the stupid stuff like that, and it's just now becoming known. I think it's been going on with different things, not just this particular situation. That kind of stuff right there pales in comparison to even if they were to pay off the reparations, even if they were to give some concession of land, like they have done for previous groups, with no fuss and no fight. They do it. Maybe a
Mm-hmm.
little bit here and there, but not like this reparations deal has been co-opted and just used. So all the stuff that we talking on the internet don't mean nothing. They just gave a person who did a illegal act, which you like you just said, you can't even leave the country if you do say illegal acts. You can't leave as a citizen. But a person
Yeah.
can commit an illegal act and come into you and get a $500,000.
Yeah.
That shit is a fake. That you told me that shit, I would be like, that is a fake news story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. But like I said, the government knows what they're doing. And then they shatter, giving the money they did to a certain group of people. But like I said, I'm like a pan more around that. Um, any closing thoughts, Shatter?
Nah, man, just keep up the good work, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just
Okay.
thought that was a way we could just, you were talking about the deferment on the student
Yes.
loans and the amount of
Mhm.
money spent over time But for a cash out payment guaranteed of $500,000, I thought that was really pertinent to some of the stuff that we think is a lot of money, but then they just cut the damn check so quickly for other people so fast. It's like, well, we're doing something wrong here, obviously. Whoever's in charge of this shit, and I'm not, and I don't even give a damn if I get $1 off the shit. But at least so we can at least say that it was something done about it. I'm with that. Yeah, fuck it. They look at what they're doing. They're giving $500,000 to these people who doing crimes, and we can't leave the country if we do a crime. They coming in our country committing a crime and getting $500,000. I want to go to Mexico right now and go over the border and get it. Fuck you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, goddamn. Fuck it, I'll do it. Goddamn it.
Well, they look at most people, minorities, especially in America, as state property. That's why they don't want nobody going nowhere, leave out here. If you're born here, you're not supposed to go nowhere. Overall,
state property, no doubt.
Yeah. So, yeah, like I said, I'm gonna hit you up in the back chat. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna close this out. Thank you, Shadow.
No
okay,
problem,
everybody.
Bro. Hold it up.
Yeah. All right. Cool. All right, everybody. In wrapping up in conclusion to this, one thing you didn't take or learn out of this is this: that yes, women are paying for the dick, and not only paying for the dick, but they're fulfilling their fantasy, their lustful desires outside America. Now, for U.S. man that's traveling abroad and doing what you need to do, keep in mind that you always got to be productive. Anything you do outside America, if you're going to entertain these women, be responsible like always and be cautious, because damn sure a lot of these ladies not being cautious going outside America. Not only exploring the options, but getting that D. As you could tell from the audio I played earlier, from Smiling Orange, a very well structured comedy movie that's been out for 45 years. I will highly recommend you watch that movie personally. Not only that, but also get the book, which is titled The Pursuit of Happiness, Black Women's Diaspora Dreams and the Political and Emotional Transnationalism by Bianca C. Williams. That book and the work she's done is very important to explain in detail what women, especially Black women, especially, are doing for some time or a long time ago, that they've been shaming a lot of men in the community. So keep that in mind, and always, always, just be cautious and don't let nobody shame you doing what you're supposed to do as a man. You always got to do what you have to do, regardless. All right. So that's the message I leave y'all with. Thank y'all for listening to today's stream. Until next time, you know what it is. Lakers ring.